The topic of this call is $0 to $1,000 a month in residual income. If you were making an extra $1,000 a month residually every single month, no matter what, drop a 777 in the chat if that would be helpful for you. Let me know. Your average person doesn't have an extra $1,000 in their bank account, let alone an extra $1,000 in residual income coming in every single month. And yeah, guys, I think trading and investing is one of the best ways to make money in the world. I trade daily. However, it's meant to multiply your sources of income, not necessarily be the main source initially. So to have a whole other source of income coming in residually, what does that mean? You could do work one time and get paid over and over and over for that work that you did once, do work one time, potentially get paid for a lifetime. That was something that I also got super excited about. Your goal is to come into this as a beginner and then leave here creating not just one, but multiple sources of income. So that's what we're going to talk about on the call. And if you're brand new, haven't heard from me before, my name's Matthew Cruz. I have been in this industry for about a decade now. And when I got started, I was a broke college student working as a valet, parking cars, making minimum wage, hating my job, hating my life. Maybe you love your job, maybe your bank account is full, but if you could relate to what I just said, drop a 111 in the chat. Maybe you've had at least one job in your lifetime where you're like, yo, I can't do this for the rest of my life, right? So that was me. And I got super, super excited about this idea of residual income. And so that's what we're going to talk about on this call. And over the last decade, I went from where I was, where I just described to you, to being able to do this full time for almost the last decade and not have to work a 9 to 5 job, since my early 20s and be able to do this full time. Since 2020, I've made at least 6 figures residually every single year, and it's gone up over time for the most part. And for me, guys, it was about freedom. When I think of freedom, I think of financial freedom, being able to go out there and make a lot of money, time freedom, being able to have control of your time and your schedule and being able to do whatever it is that you want to do, and then location freedom, just being able to travel. I've been able to go to over 30 plus countries teaching about this information. And so to say life-changing about this would be an understatement. And at the end of the day, who cares what this has done for me? The only reason I say that at all is because I'm a very average person that just happens to be in an amazing platform, and you guys have access to the exact same compensation plan as me. And so if you take this information and apply it a couple months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you could be in a completely different situation. So drop a ready in the chat if y'all are ready for the training, and then we could jump right into it. Let me know. Ready, 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 ready. Cool. Let's get it. So what is network marketing, affiliate marketing? It's very simple. Rather than companies spending millions of dollars on radio, TV, billboard advertisement, I don't know if you guys have ever bought anything from those types of advertisements. I haven't personally, but rather than doing that, they'll pay people, your average person like you and I, to share their products, to share their services. In this case, we have financial education. And it's a win-win-win. It's a win for the company because word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing. 80% of all buying decisions come from word of mouth. So it's a win for the company. These glasses, this phone, this charger, everything that we buy, 80% comes from word of mouth marketing. So it makes sense for the company. It's a win for the customer, obviously, because they're getting the best trading education in the world. They're able to learn how to trade, learn how to invest, build a whole nother source of income through that. And obviously, it's a win for the affiliate. It's a win for you and me because we're able to make a positive impact, help a lot of people, and also create residual income. Drop a yes if this makes sense in the chat. Let me know. Cool. I think that this is so powerful because it's a win for everybody. Now, the question is, well, I'll talk about that in a second. The next slide is there's a reason why Robert Kiyosaki the same individual who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is the number one personal finance book of all time. He has another book. I actually have it here with me. It's called Business of the 21st Century. I recommend everybody read this yesterday. Read this as soon as you can. There's a reason why Robert Kiyosaki called this business model the business of the 21st century. And he said because the top 5% of people that control 95% of the world's wealth, yes, they're investing, they're trading, they're in the financial markets, but also they own a business. And what's beautiful about what we do is we're able to do both. We're able to learn how to trade, learn how to invest, but also turn this into a business and create residual income. So we have the best of both worlds. Now, next, another reason why he calls this the business of the 21st century is because you're going to learn sales skills, people skills, leadership skills. What is a business? A business is just a large group of people, really. And 9 out of 10 people, for me personally, that I've met that are making at least $1 million or more yearly, annually, they either got started in sales or they're in sales. And so it's one of the most powerful skills that you could learn. What is sales? It's literally just, sales 101 is just finding out what other people want, finding whatever that problem is, and giving them a solution. Here, in my mind, all roads lead to Jifu. Everybody wants to make more money, have more time, have more freedom, learn these skills. And so it's just a matter of figuring out what they want and showing them that this is one of the best ways for them to do it. Low barrier of entry, and you could start part-time. Let me know if you're a busy person in here. I was very, very busy when I got started. So being able to start with an hour a day, 2 hours a day, start part-time, and you could build your way up to full-time. Low barrier of entry. Guys, this is a three-figure investment. You paid $299, I paid $299 to join Jifu. That turned into a six-figure income for me in this industry, right? This is a three-figure investment that turned into multiple six figures for me. It's insane to think about it because if you were to start a traditional brick and mortar business, how much is it for your average small business? I don't know the answer, but tens of thousands of dollars maybe, right? It's a lot. And so you could start with a couple $100 and you could start part-time. Now you have the ability to create residual income and leveraged income. Residual income, like I said, do work one time and get paid over and over and over for that work that you did once. Leveraged income is J. Paul Getty, who's a billionaire, had this quote. He said, "Hey, I'd rather get paid 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of my own." You see, this business is not just individually, but it's accumulatively as a group. So if you go out there and refer people and they refer people, awesome. You're able to grow the community in that way. It's like real estate. I could I could sell homes, which is fine, or I can get paid a percentage when other people sell homes, and that's amazing, right? So another reason why is 99% of everything is done for you. The trading education is done for you. The travel platform is done for you. The commissions paid out is done for you. The events are done for you. Everything is done for you. Drop the word or drop the letters DFY in the chat. Everything is literally done for you. All you need to simply do yourself is just make the referral. That is it. Everything else is done for you. Now, the two biggest reasons why I got excited about this industry is because number one is we're networking and referring. This is something that we already do. How many of you guys have ever heard your network is your net worth? It's not what you know, it's who you know. We've all heard those quotes. It's because it's true. So whether you were in this business or not, it's one of the most important things that we could be doing. This is something that we're already literally doing, guys. So now that we understand that we're in the best industry for your average person to go out there and create wealth, the question becomes, well, why Jifu specifically? There's different companies in this industry, and for me, it comes down to these four P's. Number one is the people. We have the best corporate staff, in my opinion, best educators, best leaders that we're working with. You can't replicate the people that we're working with. And so that's number one. We have an amazing leadership structure. Number two is we have amazing products and services. So when you take a look at the academies and the live sessions and the scanners and the GFU Connect app and the travel portal and everything, in my opinion, we have the best products and services. Number three is the pay plan, the compensation. I am, I would consider myself an expert in studying compensation plans. There's different forms if you didn't know that. But just to keep it simple for you on this call, we have one of the most simple yet aggressive compensation plans that I've ever seen in terms of the referral structure. So that's very exciting. If you were to do the same job and get paid more, would you want to do that? Of course. The compensation plan here is amazing. The number four is the positioning and timing. I would say that GFU has been established. It's been around since 2019. You wouldn't want to join a startup company, 99% of them fail. But at the same time, the trading and investing, GFU, you probably don't know this if you're new. GFU started out as a travel platform and they introduced health and wellness. The trading and investing education is relatively new. They partnered up with the best of the best educators in the industry, in this space, and this is completely new. And that's why thousands of people are joining every single month because that part of the company is relatively new. And so if you're the first person to a to introduce a product, idea, company to the marketplace, what does that mean for you? Now, everybody thinks that they're in the best company. The reason why I know we're in the best company is because of the people, because of the products and services, because of the compensation plan, and because of the positioning and timing that we're in. Now, there's three things that you actually need to do to make your first $1,000 a month residually and then go beyond that point. And I'm going to explain it in a very simple way. Number one is you're going to have an organized list of everybody that you're talking to. Number two is you're going to actually start talking to your warm market, which is just people that you know first. And the reason why you want to do this is because for me, if I had a good opportunity, I felt obligated to talk to my friends and family and the people that I cared about most because I wanted to see them win with me if they were open to it. And it's a lot easier, it's faster because there's already trust built up. So you're going to want to start here first. Now, the third thing is once you talk to everybody that you know, you're going to talk to people that you don't know, which is cold market. We have a strategy on TikTok where we post 3 times a day. I know that might sound like, for some of you, maybe that sounds super, super easy. For some of you, you're like 3 times a day. I don't even post at all. I never used TikTok at all before getting involved with GFU, by the way. So I felt that same way. But we actually have an entire system where we tell you exactly what to post. So let me ask you a question. Can I have you guys answer this question? This is a serious question. If we told you exactly what to say and exactly what to post, and all you had to do was record the video, and it took less than an hour to make these videos and then post 3 times a day. So it takes you an hour of time, 3 times a day. And you were able to become financially independent. You were able to have the freedom that we talked about. Would you do it? Yes or yes in the chat. Or no, you could say no if you want, but I think the answer is pretty obvious. The answer is, of course. Okay, cool. Well, this is what I'm telling you. If you learn the TikTok strategy and you post 3 times a day, then it's going to happen. Uh, Let me ask you guys another question. Based off of the strategy that I just explained to you, um, actually, you know what? I'll talk about that here in a minute. So we'll talk about each one of these steps individually. So number one is having an organized list. So I use Notion. Notion is how I track everything. This is an example of an organized list. So anytime I meet somebody new, whether it's social media or in person or whatever the case is, I add them to my list here. When I'm in that process of building a relationship with them to eventually invite them, then I have them here in this section, and then I just drag them from left to right. And then from there, I invite them to see some type of presentation Once they see a full presentation so that they can make an educated decision, then I get them on a three-way call with my mentor that I'm working with to answer their questions for me. And that's it. Is that fairly simple? Let me know if that's simple in the chat. But this is how I organize everything, and I update my list every single day. And the reason why this is so important is because 20% of people are going to get started on the spot. 80% of people are going to start on the second, third, fourth, fifth time that you talk to them. So if you're not organized, then you're going to miss out on 80% of people who would have joined you, and they'll end up just joining somebody else. So it's super important. Every step here is here for a reason. Do you have to do it exactly like this? No. If you have a more organized list, awesome. Let me know how you did it and I'll copy you, but maybe this is a great place for you to start. Here's another professional tip. I've never met somebody who's making at least a six-figure residual income that isn't adding at least two new people to their list every single day. Every single person that I know that's making $100,000 a year residually or more in this industry is adding at least two new people to their list every single day. And guess what? Your average person meets two new people a day, whether it's in person or social media or whatever. So all you have to do, it's already happening to you most likely. All you have to do is just add to your list and just stay organized and just update this daily. Now, when it comes to your warm market, like I said, you're going to want to start here first. Just talk to the people that you know first. If they want to do it, amazing. If not, amazing. No worries. I would say that on average, out of a group of 10 people that see the information, 2 to 3 out of 10 are going to want to start. So if they want to do it, great. If not, amazing. No worries. How would I invite people that I know personally? It's obviously completely different than people that I don't know. And this is an example of exactly what I would say. So I would edify the person that I'm working with. I would explain why I reached out to them specifically, and then I would invite them to the next exposure, aka presentation. That is it. So I'm going to call Bob and I'm going to say, why am I going to call? Because 80% of communication is not your words. It's actually your body language and tonality. So if I call somebody, I'm going to have a lot higher of a probability that they're going to actually show up. So typically I'm going to call somebody, especially if they're someone that I know, especially if they're a friend and I can call them. So I'm going to say, hey, Bob, how's it going? Normal conversation, whatever the case is. Then I'm going to say, hey, listen. And then I'm going to edify. Edification is everything. This is one of the most important skills that you can learn. Edification is talking highly about the people that you're working with to give them influence. And it takes the pressure off of you. That's it. So this is an example of my story. You can use whoever's story that you're working with. So you could say, hey, listen, I was actually calling. I got really lucky. I met an entrepreneur from Seattle. He was able to retire from a job in his early 20s, create multiple sources of income online, travel to over 30 countries, teach thousands of people, and he literally gave me the blueprint on how he did it. And I thought about you because why them? Why do you think we do this part right here? The reason why we say why them is because people want to know why you thought about them. And so I will give them a genuine compliment. I'll say, you're one of the hardest working people that I know. You're one of my closest friends. Maybe you know the reason why. Maybe they have a strong reason why they do what they do. You could say, hey, I thought about you because I know that you want to make more money to take care of your family, whatever their why is, right? But the more personal the invite, the more likely they are to actually show up. And then you're going to invite them to the exposure. So you could say something along the lines of this. We're hosting a live call on Zoom tomorrow to explain the details. And since you're free, I'm going to send you the link on Zoom. I'm excited to get your opinion. Now, typically before all of this, I would have asked if they were free. I'd say, hey, yo, what are you doing tomorrow at 6 p.m.? Make sure that they're free first. And then that's why, I'll say, hey, we're hosting the call tomorrow at 6. And since you're free, I'm going to send you, since you're free is powerful. I love this. Since you're free, meaning there's no reason for you to not show up. You already told me that you're free. I'll send you the link on Zoom and I'm excited to get your opinion. I like this as well. I'm excited to get your opinion, meaning like if they want to do it, great. If not, no worries, but you're just excited to get their opinion at the end of the day. Now, I'm actually running a call tomorrow on Zoom that you guys can invite to. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I would encourage you guys to do this and to try this today. We don't have these calls just to have these calls. You want to take this information and apply it immediately. And try to don't not even try. Just, use this to actually talk to someone that you know to be able to invite one person to the call that we're having tomorrow. At least impact one person, and I would highly encourage that using this. So, yeah, you can invite them to a Zoom call or maybe it's an event. I'm actually hosting an event out here in Seattle this Saturday. If you're in the Seattle area or if you know people in the Seattle area that want to see this stuff in person, amazing. We have Arizona coming up in 2 months as well. So, or another thing that you could do if your mentor wants you to do this is you could just put them in a group chat. So, imagine how easy this is. You talk highly about the person that you're working with. You explain why you're reaching out to them specifically, and you say, hey, I'm going to get you guys connected in a chat so we can set up a date and time so you can see what we're doing. It doesn't matter how they see the information as long as they see a full presentation so that they can make an educated decision. And the key part is you're just being the preview to the movie. Your job is so easy. All you're doing is being the preview, saying just enough to have them see the movie, aka the full presentation, that is literally done for you by someone who's an expert at what they do. If you could do that, drop a yes in the chat if that's simple. Let me know. Yes, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern to answer your question. And also 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So it just depends on your time zone. Okay, perfect. Now let's talk about how this would actually work in terms of the numbers. So the very first level is executive. Executive, aka four no more, refer four people and get a free membership for GFU. Let's break down the numbers. If you invite, aka PS3, we have a system called the PS3 system. Just to explain it very briefly, it stands for peak interest, show the plan, three-way. It's basically what I just explained to you. The only thing I knew to make $1,000 a month was PS3. Peak interest, be the preview to the movie, show the plan, have them see a full presentation, three-way. Get your guest connected to an expert, and all you did was be the preview to the movie. So if you invite 20 people, out of 20, I'd be shocked if law of averages, at least 2 out of 10 are going to join. I'd be shocked if you didn't have at least 2 out of 10 get started. Sometimes the numbers are a little bit worse. Oftentimes they're way better. But if I invite 20 people and 2 out of 10 start, boom, congratulations, you hit four no more. We've helped people do this in a year. We've helped people do this in a month. We've helped people do this in 24 hours. What do you think is the difference maker between the person who does it in a month or the person who does it in 24 hours? The answer is success loves speed. If you talk to 20 people in a month, then you'll get it done in a month. If you talk to 20 people in a day, then you can just knock it out. What do you think would be more effective? If you do it quickly, if you sprint to that level, what do you think the people that you brought on board are going to do as well? And how fast do you think them going is going to actually also help you grow as well? So I would just get the job done. I would focus on the step in front of you. Yes, we're going to talk about these bigger levels. But the thing is you can't hit these big levels if you don't focus on the step in front of you and hit the first level in front of you first. So if you haven't hit four no more, just get the job done. Me personally, guys, using these strategies that I'm going to explain to you on this call, I personally brought 5 new people in this last week personally. So it's not hard. It's very, very simple. Now, once you actually hit executive, once you actually hit four no more, at that point, it's not just individually, but it's accumulatively when it comes to the referrals. I'm going to talk about the next rank after this, but before I do, After you talk to everybody that you know, then you're going to start to learn the TikTok strategy. Again, I didn't have TikTok before this. I wasn't posting on TikTok before this. I learned this. Now, there's two places where you can actually get the TikToks from. We have a whole document with scripts on it. If somebody, please, could drop the scripts in here for the people on the call, that'd be amazing. I have a whole document on scripts. This is an example of one of the scripts here. And then in terms of the other place where you can get the TikToks is the social media chat. So we have a social media chat on WhatsApp where every single day we have people who are having massive success dropping their TikToks and you can just copy them as well. And yeah, so you don't have to think. For me, I'm like super busy and so I didn't want to have to think about it. I just wanted to have a place where I could just copy them. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And appreciate you guys for dropping the whatchamacallit, the document, the scripts here. So I'm gonna actually record a video with you guys because people are very, very scared to record videos. So what I'm gonna do is embarrass myself in front of all you guys and record this exact one for you so you could see that it's not that hard. Okay? Probably gonna make mistakes while doing this. That's normal. Probably it's okay to suck at first. You're going to be terrible when you first start doing this, but you'd be surprised at how good that you can get when you're committed to taking action. The more that you do it over and over and over, it becomes easier and easier and easier. So let me record this. You guys are going to see this tomorrow on my TikTok, okay? So check this out. If I had my lap, I'm not in the middle of the frame. All right, let me redo it. See, I messed up already, guys. All right, cool. If I had my last $500, this is exactly what I would do to change my situation today. I would take my $500, deposit it into a brokerage account, and begin to compound my account. Most people don't know that $500 a day, let me redo that. Most people don't know that if you start doing that today, by the end of this year, you'll have thousands of dollars by the end of the year. You're probably wondering, how can I do this? How can I get started? If that's you, comment the word copy trading down below and message me on Instagram at I am Matthew Cruz, and I'll send you some information. That's it. So I then take that and I just cut it and then done. So when people are like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing, this is the hardest thing. I mean, if you want to grow, that's how easy it is. If you don't want to grow, then that's fine, but that's how you do it. If this is something that you feel like you could do, let me know in the chat box. If this is rocket science, if this is impossible, if this is, oh my God, I can't do that, let me know. All right, cool. So after For No More, the next level is called Silver. Now, Silver is where it gets exciting because you don't have a free membership anymore, but at this point, the company's actually paying you $700 a month. It's actually $175 per week. This is a rhetorical question, but I'm going to ask it. Would an extra $700 residually every single month, an extra $175 per week, would that help you? Yes or yes? The answer is obviously yes. And so this is really exciting. At this point, it's 14 referrals, but like I said earlier, it's not just individually, but it's accumulatively. It's not just individually. Yes, you can refer 14 people yourself. Why not? Knock it out. Use the strategies that we talked about today. But if you just refer a few people and they refer a few people and it grows to 14, that counts as well. So this is the core rank. The core rank means every single bigger level that you hear people talk about, you can actually break it down into the amount of people that you need to help hit silver in order for you to hit that level. Let me give you an example. After that, you have 1,000 a month, which is about 30 referrals. After that, you have 2,000 a month. It's really just helping, it's just helping two people go silver. 5,000 a month is helping five people go silver. 10 grand a month is helping 10 people go silver. So it all comes down to you sprinting to this level silver yourself. Whether you want to refer 14 people, whether you want to refer a few people, refer a few people, it's probably going to be a combination of both. And then becoming a silver factory, meaning you lead by example and you're still bringing in new people. I have a goal of bringing in 3 to 5 new people a week. I brought in 5 new people this week personally. And at that point, you just go through the deck of cards because out of every deck of cards, out of every, I don't know how many cards are in a deck of cards. I think it's 50 something, 52, if I'm not mistaken. Out of every deck of cards, guess what there is? There's four aces. There's four potential silvers, four people that are like, yo, I want to hit silver. And then guess what you do with them? You duplicate the exact same thing that we talked about on this call. And if you help a couple people go silver, then guess what? You hit 2K a month. If you help 5 people go silver, you hit 5K a month. If you help 10 people go silver, you hit 10K a month. If you help 10 people hit 10K a month, guess what you hit? You hit the same position as Chris, 25 years old, making $100,000 per month. That's 1.2 million a year in residual income, not including the massive, massive success that he's having with trading and investing. Okay. So here's the call to action, guys. The call to action is you want to apply this information. What you want to do is you want to reach out to one of the leaders that you're working with, whoever that may be. Maybe it's me, maybe it's Alexis, whoever it is. You're going to reach out to one of the leaders and you're going to say, hey, I want to go over a personal game plan so I can hit that next level, whatever that next level is for you. And we'll help you take those next steps. And yeah, but everything that you need to go out there and hit four no more, hit silver, $700 a month, hit 1,000 a month, which is 30 referrals. I can promise you everything that you need to hit those first few levels and even farther than that is on this call. So you don't need to go looking out for outside information. It's all here. Maybe you need repetition of information because repetition of information will shift your mindset. Sometimes you have to hear things multiple times, and that's fine, but it's all here. And having somebody that's a leader to help you go over this game plan, they're going to give you two things. They're going to give you accountability. Human beings are oftentimes more accountable to other people than they are themselves. And then they're going to give you support. You're going to have questions, you're going to need help, but we have people that have already done it and they're going to help you do it in half the time because you're going to avoid the mistakes that they made. So, with that being said, guys, that is the end of the call.